Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Futties Curtis Jones to review today. If you guys remember, this card had a Future Stars version of it, and the Future Stars version of it was very, very good for such a long period of time, man. Like, he was just a very, very solid player. It was this one, if you guys don't remember, not the left mid version, but the center mid version. Yeah, he was definitely very, very solid for a large majority of the year. So the fact that he does have a Futties card nowadays is definitely going to be very, very cool to work with, right? So with Curtis Jones, we're taking a look at someone who is 6'1", high work rates, right-footed, 4-star, 4-star. So right off the bat, guys, he looks like he can make a very good center mid in your team, or as a CDM with the Shadow Chemistry style. I do think that the Shadow Chemistry style is going to make the most sense for a card like this because the way that his attributes are set up in the different areas of the card for a midfielder. A lot of people are actually looking at the reactions at an 83 like that matters a whole bunch for a player that's going to be mostly playing in that midfield position, right? So base card stats for pace set up really nicely so that when we give him the Shadow Chemistry style, it boosts his pace as much as possible, as well as his defense, because like I said, I mainly see him being used in the center mid or CDM position. Base card stats for shooting is set up really nicely at 87 for finishing, but has 96 shot power with 90 attacking positioning. So he has like this push forward and this comeback thing about him because it's going to work really well with his high work rates, hopefully. Base card stats for passing in game, very good. You don't have to look at that too much. With dribbling in game, he does have 99 agility with 95 balance, which is awesome to work with considering the fact that he is a 6'1" player. Obviously, for defensive stats set up the way that it is as well, the Shadow Chemistry style will definitely be boosting a lot of aspects on the card that will definitely make it very, very good with the pace as it is, defense as it is, right? So, like I said, a lot of potential there. And then last but not least, for physical stats, he's with 97 aggression with really, really good pace, 96 for stamina at a high work rate. It just looks like a very good card to use in the midfield position. So the way that we are going to be using Curtis Jones to test him out is going to be in the 4-1-2-1-2, 4 and 7 for that, 5 and 5, perfect. And then we're going to be using him as the right center mid, and we'll switch Phil Foden to center mid here. Saka is a really cool card, underrated in my opinion for what he offers in game. But yeah, so this guy. Oh, we have to do this. It's not letting me go down for some reason. So we have this uncover center, stay back while attacking. These guys have to be unbalanced. Yeah, so balance for that, balance for that. These guys could be on stay back while attacking. Actually, no, we're going to keep them on balance as well. Keep them on balance too. Yeah, and then the rest of it will be on balance too. We'll actually put Jack Grealish on stay forward as well. So yeah, we'll try him in that right center mid position. Hopefully he is a beast. This guy's already starting off with the aggressive run right there, eh? Okay. Okay, my boy, relax. Oh, way too close. Way too close. But the dribbling definitely worked out really well there. I mistimed that a little bit. Oh, got a defensive play right there, though. Oh, I thought I scored that. It's because of the way that he came off of the touch right there, man. I had to take a small little touch a little bit more to the top left for that to be a tiny bit more consistent. But the card so far is he's pretty nice, man. You can see that his positioning is actually really helpful right there. So even though my right back was in position, with Curtis Jones on cover wing, he still occupied that position. Beauty. Love that movement too. That one was really good. I like when I just dribble around and I wait for the attacking AI to register from the player. So you can clearly see that if you want to use him as a center mid, guys, he would definitely be very, very solid to use in that position. Definitely moves across the pitch well. Attacking AI is great to work with. And the fact that he has the high defensive work rates to push back as well is great. Like, look at his positioning just from here around the 18-yard box. Like, that's fantastic. Beauty. Nicely done. Doesn't get the initial acceleration right there, but does get the ball afterwards. Really close. We still score it. Beauty. Again, did not trigger that run. You guys can look at my controller if you want. He just does that himself, man. That was a beauty right there. He was going to track that guy the entire time anyways, eh? This is why when I use Curtis Jones as like a CDM or a center mid, like any position was really, really good at the time with his Future Stars card. Look, triggers a run again there. This guy stopped playing, but I might score here. Oh! Guy gets the ball even though he's not playing. Working with that weak foot, constant movement there as well. So what I will say about Curtis Jones, guys, is that with the way that he kind of performs on the pitch, because of how tall he is, the way that his body type works, he definitely has a little bit of a sway to his dribble, of course. That's always going to be a thing when it comes to these types of cards, unless they have like that crazy sharp dribble that like Pogba, for instance, has. But like I said, it's something that you would just deal with in the center mid position because it's actually worth it with him because of the way that he actually moves across the pitch in the attack and the defensive area. High work rates is super, super ideal in the center mid position. So he makes that run immediately, starts to open up space for us here. We score this opportunity, right? Like stuff like that is really, really awesome to work with when it comes to center mids like this. Like he's already tracking back really quickly too, you know? That's just a signature move right there, boys. Doing the heel-to-heel around the 18-yard box on the edge. You got to do it for the consistency with the strike. Just got to do it. You know who's a really fun player to use, man? Saka and Nketiah. Like, they're just fun to use. Like, they're not like... Like, Saka actually is, like, in my opinion, like, underrated. I think he's so sick for what he is. But Nketiah, he's pretty fun. Smith Rowe wasn't, like, crazy special. Like, there was not really much going on about him. Oh, lovely. Get that ball there, too. He has the reach for it, man. Has the reach for it. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine I score a long shot in this game, eh? Oh, almost got that with him. Almost, almost. Working the angles, working the angles. The thing about a card like this is that if you're looking for like a full meta beast for the cards that exist nowadays, like he's definitely not going to hit that sort of level. Like the Future Stars, when that card came out, like it was definitely a good card to have because of the lack of cards that were decent at doing the same things that he does right now. So if you're looking at it from that point of view, obviously like cards like Acuna and stuff are just like crazy. But for the links, Liverpool links, a player that can play in the meta really well, he's definitely one of those types of cards. Like, it's not like you getting a Smith Rowe, getting it for fun just because it's an incredibly, you know, usable version of himself or whatever, you know? I mean, listen, just that Joe Gomez link by itself is sick to work with. If you have Alexander-Arnold as well, like, there's cool variables you can do. I'll take that. I like the Arsenal link, man. I don't know what it is. Just using the English players, like... I find joy in playing a game like FIFA when a card like Nketiah is good. You know, Saka. Saka was one of my favorite cards I reviewed this year. Like, when I don't know if you guys watched that review, but I loved him, man. He was so sick. Again, positioning is fantastic. He follows that cover wing instruction really well. The body type and stuff that he's working with, too, in the CDM area would be great to work with. Yeah, just good positioning the whole time. He was tracking after that guy really well, too, defensively. Like, that was awesome. Oh, I try to get that one more touch there. It's crazy how they don't control that dude, but I have to worry about it, in that area. With your weak foot. Let's go. Beauty. Absolute beauty. Gundogan almost scored, eh? Holy. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the new Futties Curtis Jones card. So in regards to how he performs in game, guys, I think the Shadow Chemistry style will make the most sense because you do want to increase his pace and defense as much as possible to be able to fully utilize the high work rates that he's working with. So with Curtis Jones, because he has a high and average plus body type, you do notice that sway on the card from time to time, obviously because the height working with the dribbling stats that he has, and an 83 for reactions and an 87 for composure. But a card like this, for the meta of the gameplay, plays really well in the center mid position as well as the CDM position. I really enjoyed using the Future Stars version of Curtis Jones mostly as my left center defensive mid on the balanced instruction while the other person was on stay back while attacking because of that high work rate that he was working with, because the fact that he can defend really well, tracks players well, attacks really well, considering the fact that he has a high and average plus body type, right? So some people are disliking this SBC. I think it's a really cool SBC, especially for the links that you have to work with. I do think that people focus too much on the full meta aspect, even at the end of the game that we're at right now. I still think the card is really cool for what it is, even at 181k as an SBC, especially with the links you can work with, playing in that CDM position and the center mid area. I feel like this Curtis Jones card will be underrated by a lot of people, in my opinion. Like I said, I think the value of the SBC is fine for what he offers in game, and I do think he's actually a really solid card. Like I said, the Future Stars card, for what it was at the time, a lot of people used for a long time because it was actually really solid. I get it because people have like crazy full meta teams now, but this card is still very cool. Like if I was using Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, and Curtis Jones in a 4-2-2 setup, it'd be so sick to work with. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.